Hello folks, what's up? Welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we're gonna check how AMX 65T can perform in this type of a matchup, and all in all, what type of performance you need to have with this vehicle to reach that Mastery Badge Class 1 or Ace Tanker. After this game we'll check tank statistics and we'll speak about this tank a little bit more. So, I didn't went straight because at first I'm not playing against tier 8s and lower tiers, against who my turret is also penetrable. Against tier 9s and tier 10s I don't have possibilities to play over some ridge lines. That's reality. Second thing, commander's hatch of this tank is visible from the moon, especially if you're trying to play like hull down over some ridge lines, because this tank's turret is highly mounted, and so this tank actually, just because of that detail, can't be that successful when you're playing over ridge lines and trying to be like hull down and use your -8 gun depression. First shot into T103, immediately I'm hiding because of that Progetto 66, I don't want to be punished. T103 is receiving one from Leopard, we're punishing him once again, and he screwed himself here, driving over that rock, and somehow, imagine, he bounced. Already almost 1k damage and first kill. Type 63 is going to punish me for 324 right now, but Progetto 66 is straight. He showed me his side, and luckily, once again, I don't know how, but he bounced. So yeah, from time to time you can bounce some shots when you're playing this tank. Almost 400, yeah, almost. One thing, really interesting thing I noticed, that never mind you're playing with that 100mm gun or with this gun, you're gonna low roll like in 70-80% of cases. We're trading here. I grabbed that situation that I can punish the Type 63 for one more shot. He's just at 3% of his hit points, so I guess in some next 10-15 seconds I'm gonna go there and punish him. First I need to check where's that Progetto, because yep, I didn't want it to be farmed like nothing. Second kill, almost 2.5k. I was late for less than a second to try to deal some more damage to side of that E100, but my teammates are here, and this is how that missed, I don't know, but yeah, we're playing AMX 65T, people. This is one-sided game, and I decided to show you something like this because not that often it's gonna happen in and against tier 10s that you can actually perform playing this vehicle. Here I don't have a possibility to kill that IS-3, but luckily he went back and I used my chance. I'm trying to find the lower plate of that E100 right now, but I'm not managing to, so he's bouncing. Of course he's tier 10, and what can I do with my gun to heavily armored tank like E100 is? You can see that once again I bounced. I don't know, he was straight with his side turned to me, but all in all, with this tank you're gonna bounce a lot of shots. If you're using that 100mm gun, even with the pretty nice penetration values, some type of shots like lower plates on your own tier tanks, you're gonna bounce. So like when you're playing with 180-90mm penetration value, and then yeah, of course I just tried here, it was really low chances for me to penetrate that STRV. But what I started, like you're playing with 180 or 190 millimeter gun penetration value, sorry, and then your chances to penetrate are like 50-50. Well, that type of a feeling I had when I played with 100 millimeter gun on this tank. So we performed like in one farming simulator against tier 10s, tier 9s and our own tier with 3 kills and yeah, a bit more than 4k combined. What I noticed, a couple of interesting details about this tank is that you have a lot of hit points. You have interesting numbers when it's about armor and everything. But when you start to play this tank, you actually realize that those numbers you have on paper for every single tank sometimes doesn't mean nothing. So how tank is gonna perform against other tanks, your own tier, lower tier or higher tier tanks, it depends of a lot of different details. So with this tank in this battle, I bounced some shots, but I think I bounced them just because my enemy, enemies didn't aim well, and it happens from time to time that you're playing or against some unskilled players, or just they're rushing to try to make some damage and they're missing their shots, so they're not aiming properly, and so on. So in those type of situations, you can bounce some shots with this tank. In other type of situations, which I can be free to say is like 70 or maybe even 80% of cases, you're not gonna bounce almost nothing with this tank, because when your enemies are aiming properly at your tank, all over your vehicle they have that penetration marker, so they just don't have that many opportunities, you know, to miss their shots, so to bounce of your armor, if we can call it like that. So one guy said in previous video that this is the tank which I needed to skip, and yeah, bro, you were 100% right, because if you want to try to side scrape with this vehicle, you're gonna get penetrated all around this area here, and of course your cupola is penetrable. I mean, look at this here, but put this on side, everything frontally is penetrable without troubles, especially if your enemies are using premium shells. Bye and straight garage, like this. So like this here, this space is also penetrable. So this tank, I know that this tank in some past was buffed 2 times and then was nerfed pretty damn good. I didn't play this tank until now, and I don't know how this tank performed when this tank was buffed. So I saw that a couple of players was also in those moments speaking pretty bad words about this tank. So I don't know, maybe that guy was right. Maybe you just need to play this tank if you want to challenge yourself, and if you're bored and just you want to try how it is, what type of experience I can have in World of Tanks if I'm playing one of the worst tanks in game. Well, this is it for sure, folks. If you want to challenge yourself, well, try to play AMX 65T. Right now we're gonna check a couple of post-battle stats. Let's at first check this one. So we spoke a bit, I mentioned it at the beginning, some expectation values, and yeah, ace tanker, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, for a bit more than 4k combined, 3 kills. This is laughable, but this is nothing. I'm gonna show you something even better. Just wait a second. 4th by damage in tier 10 battle and 1st by experience. This wasn't that bad really, but look at this. Let's start from the beginning. Class 1 for 2.7k and 4 kills. This was what? Okay, tier 8 battle. This was what? Ace tanker once again for 2.2k damage, folks. Is this real? I mean, I think I'm seeing this like first time from the first day I'm playing World of Tanks, so like more than 10 years. Okay, 5 kills, and okay, tier 9 battle, but first by damage, first by experience, 5 kills, but 2.2k damage and a bit more than 1k experience. Mastery badge ace tanker. Come on, I mean this is really something different. And this is class 1 for not even 2k damage and 1.3k assistant damage and 1 kill, and where I am somewhere in the middle. So I wanted, at first I was thinking, I'm gonna show you one replay and then I'm gonna play one game, but listen, this is it. I mean, literally, I'm finished with this vehicle. I unlocked tier 9 and I hope really that I'm gonna enjoy in it, because my last two tanks, so this tier 8 and tier 7, I I guess I couldn't make that tier 7 work just because of that alpha damage, and probably I needed to play it a bit more defensively, a bit more careful, like for example when you're playing something like, I don't know, super Pershing, but with a little bit less armor. So I was pushing forward a bit more than I should, I guess, and that's why. But nevertheless, we went forward, we unlocked this tank, and oh my god, this is something really. I'm gonna remember these moments till the end of my World of Tanks journey, that's for sure. So folks, if you want to try this vehicle, I'm suggesting that you use at first I'm suggesting that you use your blueprints and your free experience if you have it, or exchange your gold for free XP and just skip it. If you want to try this tank, I guess that you just wanna challenge yourself and see how good you can be with this type of underperforming vehicle. So one of the worst tanks I ever played in this game from the beginning from the beginning of time. This was my showcase of one and only AMX 65T, folks. And you saw from those post-battle results what like low amount of damage and assistant damage you need to have for those mastery badges class 1 and ace tankers. So yeah, if you want to have an ace tanker in this vehicle, you still don't get it. I mean, you still don't have it. You can get it now for just 2 or 3k damage without troubles. I already showed you. Folks, that's it for sure. I'm finished this vehicle. I'm gonna buy tier 9 and enjoy, really, for a change. Be realistic and yeah, write down in comments below what kind of feelings you have for this type of a tank, if you played it. If you didn't, well, just say something about it. If you want to play it, if you want to challenge yourself, or you think it's the best possible solution to use your blueprints, your experience, free experience, or exchange your gold for free experience, because this can be pretty much so fulfilled with frustration every single game you're playing with these tanks that even if you exchange your gold for free XP, to skip this tank is not something special, believe me. So stay tuned, stay smiled, stay happy as much as you can, and folks, try to avoid this type of vehicles, because this is far from being fun. Kisses from Alex and Challenge Grind together. See you tomorrow with some other tanks, new tanks of course. Bye bye.